Hello, this is Kate Stillman with Yoga Healer, and I love using the 5 elements of Ayurveda to tune into what I need next. And in this simple meditation, I do that. It's basically a way of self-medicating directly with the 5 elements. The idea here is that we often think of we need something outside of ourselves, like we feel a little off, maybe emotionally, maybe physically, maybe we're not looking forward to the day ahead, or maybe something tough happened on a certain day. And what I wanted you to experience in this episode is that you can actually just pause and drop into one of the 5 elements directly and use those elements as a tool to self-medicate for whatever issues are arising. I'm going to walk you element by element through space, through earth, through water, through fire, through air, so that you can experience how these elements align to systems in your body and how they align to actual energetics in your mind and in your emotions, so that you can design the experiences that you want to have. So you can use the medicine of the elements directly with your awareness to design how you want to feel next. All right, without further ado, self-medicate with the 5 elements. So let your eyes either close or move internally, or gaze downward, and allow your breath to make your spine long. And just notice, like, what are the gunas you feel right now in this moment? Do you feel more warm or cool? Does your body feel more subtle or gross, physical, dense? Does your mind feel more, actually your emotions, do your emotions feel more light or heavy? And as I'm saying these opposites, just notice them as spectrums. They're spectrums, and you might say, "Oh, I'm halfway between. My emotions are halfway between light and heavy." That's still a place on the spectrum. Have my mucous membranes been more sticky or dry? Has my circulation been more mobile or stagnant? Have my feet been warm or cold? Are my relationships more sticky or rough? Has my sleep been more stable or unstable? Has my digestion been more cloudy or clear? And all this is able to change. So the elements can change the situation in whatever direction you want. And so, given whatever gunas or adjectives, attributes, characteristics, symptoms stand out to you and stand out, like what was there more of? If there's anything, there's more of heavy or light or warm or cold or mobile or static or rough or sticky, slimy. Just notice, like, what's the opposite? Like, what do you want to experience more of? And you might come up with a guna or two. And now we'll go into the 5 elements. And as I talk us through the 5 elements, you can just notice which one, like just cultivating a little more of that one. We'll all start with earth and the grounded, static, stable, dense, it's real. And if your hands are on your thighs, you can feel your thighs, just letting yourself receive this place in your body that has earth, that has density. Notice the earth beneath your house or apartment or wherever you are, and how old the earth is. And you can even think of a tree that sends its roots into the soil. The tree can't move. It can't change location. It sets its roots in. And it withstands. It withstands the current conditions, digging its roots a little deeper. And where the roots turn into the trunk, there's a density. And feel where you are right now, that you're rooted, that you're able to cohese energy or collect energy and send it downward in a way that's effortless, in a way that's just actually releasing inward and downward. It's a very passive motion. It just happens with gravity. So there's nothing you need to actually do. And you might notice like you might notice like some part of you just sighs, like, yeah, I'm here. I'm in this one place. And that's the release of unorganized energy into a condensed, organized energy. That's earth. And if your mind is flying away, and for some of you it will, it'll just be like, I'm out of here. And you'll be like, wait, what are we doing? Oh, the tree. That's right, the tree. Tree, the roots, the soil, gravity. Here, now. And you train yourself to cultivate earth, to withstand, to be stable. And now from this, we'll shift into water. In the stability, you can feel the flow, that there's a fluidity in your blood. It's like a tree's vascular system moves nutrients and moisture from the soil up the trunk into the leaves, moves chlorophyll and nutrients via sunlight from the leaves down into the roots. And that water has flow. And you can maybe even feel that your heart is beating and there's fluidity. And this fluidity is arising in moisture. And the moisture in your blood is moisturizing your cells all the way through your skin. You might notice the moisture in your mouth, in your tongue, maybe even in your nostrils. That there's a humidity within you. And that this moisture, this water, is soft. It's smooth. And it connects all the parts. It has a different cohesion than earth. Its cohesion is through its softness. And you might notice with your heart and the flow that there's a rhythm to how the moisture, how it moves. You might feel moisture even around your eyes. Feel how all the moisture is part of the same fluidity, the same water element. And that this water element is self-cleaning. Just as earth element is self-cleaning through feces, the water element is self-cleaning through sweat, through urine, through menses. Noticing your own organized fluidity. And letting that moisturize and soften, softening even your mind. And now notice your warmth. That your body regulates with pretty warm temperature. It's 98.6 on average, or 36 point, what, 5 or 6 if you're in Celsius. That there's a consistent warmth. And so this fluidity of the blood turning in, just noticing the red blood cells and the heat, the vitality, the vigor. And notice the warmth too that you need to digest food, to transmute what comes in through your mouth into real energy, into real bodily tissue. That there's a fire, there's transformation from the outside to the inside. And that's not just happening in digestion, but it's happening in every cell of your body, taking in from the outside, in from the bloodstream, into the cell, digesting, transforming, performing, releasing through this process of separation, viveka. And feel the intelligence that's part of fire. Notice your heat. And notice in your heat, can you raise your warmth? Just at will. Notice the fire in your mind. You can focus. You can focus on my voice, and focus on your body, and focus on our group at the same time. You know where you are in time and space. And you can focus your awareness in, and you can focus your awareness out into the world. You choose. And the choice itself happens from the element fire. You direct your attention. And now allow your awareness to go to cultivating air element. Notice the lightness of your breath and your lungs and the movement from the outside to the inside that's always happening, that never seems to stop unless we do a pranayama practice where we temporarily mess with it. Otherwise, it's just going. Outside's becoming inside. Inside's becoming outside. This constant exchange of gas, of ether, of lightness, of subtle information. The carbon dioxide we exhale, the trees inhale. The oxygen, the trees exhale, we inhale. And this exchange, this constant interconnectivity in the realm of the subtle, where you can air things out. You can create more air in each cell of your body, adding lightness, dryness, movement, allowing energy that's focused or cohesed, allowing that to air out and disperse. And allowing the great current, the great rhythm that underlies the impulse to inspire and the impulse to expire, that you don't need to control that. You can surrender and let the wind carry you. I notice how you can go in so many directions. Even your mind can go in so many directions and change directions on a dime without any effort. There's a subtleness, a mobility. And notice how that gives way to the subtlest of the elements, to ether or space. And you notice yourself as essence, your essential nature, which is connected, not separated from the cosmos. In this essence, you're free. You expand. And there's no limit. And you can feel that in your body, that space element in every cell, limitless, infinite, and timeless. And this too is always here, is always who you are. Connected, part of the whole. In Living Ayurveda, it's super practical, it's super down to earth, and we want it to make a difference in your life, honestly, the moment you start. Hi, it's Kate Stolman, and I'm going to tell you about how the Living Ayurveda course works and why it works the way it does work. A part of my natural personality is that I'm a futurist. I'm an innovator. I can't help it. It's just the way that my awareness works and has always worked. So I'm always looking at how do we make Ayurveda practical to solve for our biggest problems, at home in nourishing ourselves and getting deep rest and passing on the habits to those who our lives affect. If we understand our habits are truly not our own, we say, hey, whose habits affect me and whose habits am I affecting? And can we align those habits with the kind of radiant longevity that we want to experience, right? Year by year, decade by decade by decade by decade in our road ahead. The other core part of my philosophy is around collective leadership, and I take those two words very seriously. I see how there's a whole next level of open-minded integration where we look at the questions that you're bringing, the conversations you're wanting to have, and we build that into our leadership model, help lead and guide our community in the direction of addressing the deepest, most potent issues that'll help us get the greatest traction in growth and transformational evolution. So that's a lot of, my philosophy on Living Ayurveda. I look at our planet, I look at the stresses to our ecosystems, the stresses to our human population, our human culture, and that's what we're solving for. So that's how the whole course is geared. I take my community very seriously, become part of my heart, you want to become part of my people, and that's how the course works. I mean, that's why it works too, is it's even though we're all coming in from all over the world, we have an experience of deep connection, deep community, and evolution together. All right, I hope that clarifies some of your questions around the Living Ayurveda course.